Kyrie Irving had that Zoom call, and, this is the same Kyrie Irving who said that the earth was flat years ago. And, sounds like he might be ready to jump off the pseudo-flat earth that is the NBA. As our good friend Stephan Bondi over at the New York Daily News reported that Kyrie Irving wanted to start a new league. Doesn't want to go to the bubble, doesn't want to be in Orlando, doesn't want to go to Disney, doesn't want to be quarantined. And he has lobbied for players not only skipping the bubble, but has proposed to the players that they start their own league. You can't make this up if you try. Now, Kyrie Irving, I understand concerns. Being quarantined for work is obviously a big deal. I appreciate it, and I can relate to this, and maybe you can, what Damian Lillard said on ESPN. Look, even with reservations, you're going to do it because it's what you do. It's a fabric. If your job, and again, I can relate to this, is part of who you are, your heart, your soul, your fabric, your being, even if it's not in the optimal conditions, you're going to play. It's who you are. It's what you do. So I don't think the league has anything to worry about in terms of players not playing, especially listening to Kyrie Irving. Now, there have been some reports, and I find this interesting, that there are players concerned about injuries, not necessarily even health risk, but after being idle for so long, and Jason Tatum is reportedly one of these players where he's due for a max contract. Well, is he going to risk an Achilles? Is he going to risk a knee? Is he going to risk an injury when he's been idle and then is going to go pedal to the metal to try to get Boston to win a championship? I could appreciate the concern on the part of Tatum. I mean, we're talking about millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and he is a budding star in the NBA. I say it all the time on Time to Shine. He's one of my favorite players. And the Celtics have great opportunity, we've talked about it, to do some serious damage. I just think that's part of a thought process, and I don't expect Jason Tatum to miss it. I expect that basically every single player will be there. I know LeBron has been campaigning for this, all in. They want to win a championship. Everyone wants to try and win. Declaring a championship, getting a champion is important. Adam Silver stressed in the memo a COVID-19 positive test will not shut down the league, and that's something that needed to be stated. I can't wait for the NBA restart. I can't wait for July the 30th. I can't wait for the NBA to get started again. Sorry, Kyrie, but the earth is round, and the NBA restart is going to be amazing. The league isn't messing around when it comes to health and safety when they get to Disney World. The memo was obtained by our good friend Shams Charania over at The Athletic and our good friend Adrian Wojnarowski over at ESPN. And some of the particulars, and it is detailed, and it is something that the NBA has thought out in a really brilliant fashion. Omnipresent testing when it comes to COVID-19, that is incredibly important. 24-hour isolation upon your arrival. A proximity alarm if a player spends more than 5 seconds within 6 feet of another person on campus. Now, this is optional for players, mandatory for team and league personnel. The players will have the option of wearing this Aura ring to detect temperature, which is something that is important in terms of symptoms for the coronavirus. And masks need to be worn on campus. The NBA is not messing around when it comes to player health and safety, and the health and safety of everybody who's going to be in this bubble, in isolation, in Disney World, whether it's players or coaches or executives or broadcasters, league partners, team officials. And this is the right thing for the NBA to do, and kudos to Adam Silver. Now, it's going to be interesting when you look at some of these perks for the players. Every hotel is going to have a player's lounge with video games and card tables, ping pong, but no doubles, to adhere to social distancing guidelines. You will have barbers. You can get a manicure. You can get a pedicure. I'm sure Giannis will take advantage of the pedicure. There will be pools, of course, on the Disney World campus that you could swim in. Golf courses will be available. Movie screens, movie screenings, lawn games. I mean, you haven't lived until you see Anthony Davis play cornhole. And DJ sets, because, hey, it's the NBA, it's the continuation of the regular season, it's the postseason, but it's fantastic. And you need a little cornhole and a little DJ set, a little ping pong to make sure you get through this quarantine NBA restart. And, of course, when you go to Disney World, where you stay is a big deal. I mean, you know, for me, when we took our family to Disney World, it was about breakfast with the princesses. I'm not sure if that's going to be a priority for Kawhi Leonard, but I am interested in who's staying in what hotel. The Grand Floridian. You would have thought this would have been the Lakers hotel, but listen, even though the Grand Floridian is one that's been around forever and it's iconic, we stayed there when we took the kids to Disney World. There are newer hotels. You see that the higher seeds are staying in one location, then the other seeds, and then the get the heck out of here, they're going to be in a different location. And I think that that's pretty entertaining in terms of who's going to stay where. And the players, in terms of the schedule for game day, they can go to a shoot around. They can watch other games. They'll shower in their hotels. I mean, so you're not necessarily going to be having the walk-up before games in terms of Russell Westbrook. What is he wearing today? What attire? What glasses? It's going to be different. I can't wait for it.